welcome back to my channel. My name is Maggie. Today I'm going to update my spending with you. So I get asked sometimes how I track my spending. I am a digital spender, so I use a credit card and pay it off every month, so I don't have interest accruing, but I'm really not a cash stuffer. So I track it all digitally. I kind of have two ways that I track it. One method on my phone for when I'm out and about, and then all of that actually goes into a spreadsheet ultimately on my computer. So I wanted to do an updated video on how I track this. The methods are still pretty much the same. I did a video maybe like a year and a half ago, perhaps, but we'll just do an updated version. And I have a list of transactions from the weekend that I need to update. So this will be a great example. So the first thing I want to talk about is how I do this on my phone. So I have an app. It's an envelopes app. I know that it works on iPhones because that's what I have. I'm not sure if this is available for Androids, but there may be a similar digital envelope type of app. So that is what I use. I always have it linked down below in the description box if you want to check it out. So let me get this pulled up here. All right, so there should be a recording on the screen as I'm talking now, but on my phone, I have a digital envelope. So just like the kind of cash envelope stuffing method, I do this digitally. So I have every category that I have in my budget that I spend from. So as you can see, I've got spending, groceries, gas, vacation, gifts, opportunity, all those things. And what I do is when I'm out and about, so over the weekend, we ate out a couple of times. I bar hopped a little bit. So what I did is I track that in my spending. So as I have different, bills that I'm paying and things like that, I can just come in and plug it in. So what's nice here is I can see a running log of everything here, and it does keep the balance updated for me. So it's still a manual approach in that I'm logging it myself, but it's very easy. I either do plus to add money at the bottom or minus to take money away. So let's say that I spent $20. I would then type in $20. I can change the date. It defaults to today, but I can change that if I'm, backtracking. I can also add in a memo, which I like to do to leave a note. So if it's something special or something different that's going on, I can kind of keep track of that. When we eat out, I like to write in the restaurant name, so that then I can double check against my credit card app, when I go to check my balances there, that everything's the same, because a lot of times on the credit card, as it's pending, it won't show the tip included, and then it clears with the tip. So I like to be able to just put in the full amount when I'm out on the phone. Okay, let's do that though as an example. So $20, and I just hit withdrawal, and there you can see my $20 has been changed here. I like this that if I make a mistake, I can simply swipe to delete and it goes back. So this is what I use every time I'm kind of out tracking different spending and purchases. It works really well for me. Also like that you can kind of clear it out. So there is an option to edit here. I can choose certain ones that if I need to delete multiple, or I have a delete all button. So at the end of the month, I typically like to clear it out and just kind of start over. But I really enjoy this. So I have a variety of different envelopes here that I can keep track of, and it's just very quick and easy at my fingertips for me to manage here. So I would recommend, if you're looking for some way to quickly do this without being in a spreadsheet, this has worked really well for me. And next we're going to get into the spreadsheet. So I use the phone kind of when I'm out, and then I will enter everything from my phone into my spreadsheet. Also when I reference credit card balances and things of that nature, so that everything is being tracked appropriately. All right, so this is my tracking spreadsheet. I do one of these for every year. So what I have is every month, I like the spreadsheet because I can hide it at the end, but I've got all my different categories going across the top. So I've got spending, gas, grocery, vacation, all of the same things that you saw from the phone. So that is all the same. I just can, scroll over to see that. And I have a formula here that takes the balance all the way through of the column and keeps a running total for me as well. So I'm going to add in the charges that I have for the past weekend. Together, we'll do that and kind of look at the balances and all that, but this is how I maintain really everything I'm doing. And because I am using credit cards, the other thing I need to do is I need to know when I've paid something or when I still need to pay it, like move it from my account and pay it on my card. So anything that's bolded here is something that I have already paid. And then anything that is yet to be paid, I have it highlighted and it's not bolded yet. So the highlight color, as you can see, I've got yellow and orange on the screen here. The yellow is my Capital One. The orange is my Discover card. So I have kind of a color if I'm using different cards, but I typically use my Capital One card from almost anything. My Discover card right now is 5% cash back for the quarter from Amazon. So I'm making sure to use my Amazon, or when I make an Amazon purchase, to use the Discover card. So I just like to keep track so I remember where I need to pay, but this works really well for me. So let's scroll down a little bit and start adding in the purchases. So on 12/9, I had an Amazon order. So I put in the date, I'm putting in the total. It was $103.98, and we put Amazon. And I sometimes put in a little bit of a description. I kind of got some random things in here. So I'm going to put gifts, long johns, and miscellaneous. Okay, so that is my little description, so I can go back and check. When I order something like packages, I do not pay the balance until I receive the package. And I'm accepting everything. If I were to return something, I would just send it back and not pay and just let it clear out, if that makes sense. So for this one, I have 3 different categories that this fell across. So this is a great example. In spending, I have $66 minus $66.99. Moving across here, I did buy a gift for my boyfriend. So that was $32.65. And the last thing is I have this incidental fund. We are ordering a ring sizer because we want to buy a ring for his mom for Mother's Day and things like that. And I thought, you know what, it'd just be easier when we see him at Christmas to have a ring sizer. So that was $4.34. And it's just kind of a random thing, so I put it in my incidental category. So if I come across here and total it up, down here I can see $103.98. That is what was charged, so I know that that's right, which is great. And then I'm just going to keep going down and we'll highlight after all of these are done. So then the next one on 12/9, we went out to eat. So my boyfriend and I switched paying, so this was just my turn. And I'm not going to put in the full restaurant names for privacy, but I know what these mean. So I spent $31.98. And then we have the 10th, $11.50. Is that right? Yep. Oops, this should be, yes, there. And this was also eating out. Actually, it was 2 drinks, so easy enough. Okay, 12/10. I also finished my Christmas shopping for my boyfriend. I purchased some clothes and things from Duluth Trading, which is a really nice kind of outdoorsy type clothing store. It's actually local to us. Duluth is, well, local. It's like 2 hours away. But so I got that, and that is all coming out of gifts. So if I put in this balance here, I can see at the bottom my total. So I'm actually over $176 here. So what I'm going to do is pull that from incidental. That's kind of what it's there for, is to help cushion anything. So this will actually be $167.18 in here to zero out my gift sinking fund. So that's that. And let's keep going here. Okay, then on the 11th, another Amazon order, $30.46. Amazon. We needed new headlamps. I don't know. We have a lot of headlamps, but I'm kind of the person, I don't like to move them. So we each have one in our car, 2 at home for any like power outages. And we like to use them when we go out ice fishing and stuff. And I don't know, the ones at home have disappeared. So I just ordered a couple more, and I'm pulling that out of incidental too. It's just kind of a random thing that came up. And I have the funds in incidental. So that's what I'm going to do here. Okay, and then also on the 11th, we ate out, so $39.50. We had lunch in town, $39.50. What else? Okay, and then this morning, I went grocery shopping, so that was $72.36, grocery store. And this was a split purchase too. So I went grocery shopping and I picked up a tub of litter for my cat litter. So I'm going to charge that to his sinking fund. So the litter was $11.99, which would leave my groceries at $60.37. and I'll come down to Miko, who's my cat, and put $11.99. So that way I'm keeping everything, even though I swipe my card once, I know that breakup and I just look at the receipt for something like that. And then the last one here is I also got gas this morning. Gas was $2.99, which was great. And then I used my Upside app, of course. But it has been a long time since I've seen gas start with the number 2 for a gallon. So that was great. So just gas, and that goes into this category here. So those are all of the purchases I needed to log. I'm next going to go through and just quickly highlight, going across here, all of the ones that I know are on my Discover card, which is really just Amazon. So let me hit those quick. And then the rest of these are yellow because they're my Capital One card. Let's do that. And then what I do is I wait for these balances to clear. So not everything is cleared on my card yet. So I wait for that. And I also look at if it's a package, has it arrived yet? If it hasn't arrived yet, I will skip it. But I will pay on Thursdays typically. I will pay my card. So I'll look at, okay, like gas and groceries. Yeah, that's done. So I can pay that. Eating out, those are pretty much done. It's not like you're going to return anything there. So I will pay for those. And on Thursdays, I like to just pay my balances, Thursday or Friday, depending on when things clear. But I'll pay the balances that I can and then start again next week. So this is how I track it. Everybody kind of has a different way. This has worked for me. I've been doing it this way for a couple of years and it's, taken some time. But one of the things I really like is I have, the auto filling calculations here for me. So then what I will do is I will go into my phone, digital envelopes and check that my balances match. And this, I'm considering the spreadsheet my source of truth. So if my phone is off at all, I will just make adjustments to figure that out and make sure it's correct so that when I check my balance to say, oh, do I have any gift money yet? Oh, no, I don't. Okay, then I won't buy any more gifts. At least my phone is accurate. And I can always pull the spreadsheet up on my phone if I'm not sure, but I just kind of prefer those envelopes. So I have those balancing. But the other thing is I start one of these tabs every year. So this is all for 22. And I can go back. I could go back and see every purchase I made in March and every purchase I made in July. And it's really helpful for me to kind of trend things over time and figure out like how my spending habits work. The last thing I will say here is if I have any money come in, so like here I had interest, those just come in as positive numbers instead of negatives. So it, appropriately affects the balance. So that is just kind of the last thing I want to call out there, but this is how I manage. I know everybody does it differently, but this is how I do it. So hopefully this was helpful for some of you. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. Do you keep track of your digital spending on paper? Do you just have a running log? How do you guys do it? I'm always curious. Maybe there's a better way or a more efficient way that I could learn. But that's going to be it for me today. Again, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video.